Some years ago, if someone had told me that I will be doing missions right now, I would never believe it. And more so because there is a stigma that has been put on missionaries and on missions as a whole. And there are some young people here, and when you heard missions or missionaries, the first thing that comes to your mind is like, it can never be me. Like God can call somebody else, but not me. And some of us you're seeing here have gone very far in technology. And we're not just, it's not like we're standing here and we don't know what we are doing. So the last resort is just missions. Now that's what some people think, that missionaries don't know what they are doing. So if every other thing fails, then you just find out that nothing in life can work for you. So you just go into missions. But it's not so. Because what God is doing in our age and in our time is that God is calling younger people into the things that some of our fathers are doing, because they are going, they are living. Just last year, we lost an icon in the mission space. Lauren Cunningham left to be with the Lord, and so many others have gone, and some more will still go, because God is calling a new set of young people. And that's why we're here, and that's why we've gone around, by God's grace, we've gone around Nigeria. This is our final stop before going back to our headquarters in Nigeria, in Lagos. We've gone around Nigeria, 36 states. We've visited every state capital in Nigeria. And what we've been doing is simple. We've been challenging the corpers and asking them, will you give 1 year to God to experience the mission field and come back?
So if you're here, you're a young person like us, we're not up to 30, we're young. We're not old, that have, a lot of people think that it's hard, it's for people that are wretched and poor, that don't have future. I studied mathematics in school. He studied biology. We are all graduates. This is an opportunity that God has, put in for the world, for us as Christians to take.
Just on a final note, I want to encourage every young person who is thinking, okay, what happens to my ambitions, my dreams, everything I've thought? When you attend some motivational seminars, they tell you dream big, which is great. Dream big, have great ambitions. You want to go to, make sure that you have plans. You want to go to Norway, you want to study in the UK, you want to do all of that. Believe me, we had all of that, and we still have big dreams. But now the dreams that we have are now dreams that are given by God. Just ensure that as you are dreaming, make sure that the dreams you are dreaming are dreams that are given by God. The Lord has spoken to us about some things we'll do in the future, like about different spheres, not just missions, education, politics, agriculture, those things are there. But where we are starting, because sometimes the process doesn't look like where you are going. So where you are starting right now might be some of these things that God wants to use to shape you and to make you the man in the heart. Before David became the king, he was first of all a king in his heart by what he went through by training sheep. He didn't know that he was going to lead a nation, but he was faithfully training sheep. So whatever God has you doing in church here, I want you to know that that's not the end. That's only the training process. And I believe that this church is a church that raises and sends people to do great things for God in whatever sphere God has called them. So as God is preparing you here, you're in the media, you're in choir, all of this is preparation. There's no calling like choir in the Bible. You know that, right? So it's just preparation. Some of us were in choir. I can play the keyboard, I can play the guitar, I can play the violin. I learned all of that in church. I'm good in media, do all of the social media and all of that. Learned all of that, and I served in church for many years. But when it was time, when the Lord was speaking about this kind of opportunity, I jumped at it because I knew that was the next phase. So we're challenging you, whatever dreams you have, don't allow those dreams to come in between you and God. Where God now says, let them go, but you say, no, this dream, it has been my dream from childhood. I must be that engineer, or I must be that, when God is calling you to something else for this season. So we're just challenging you. God bless you. Thank you for your time, sir. Do you want to give us more time, because we can go on, sir?